What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks NBA player props video. This one gonna be breaking it down, giving you guys 3 picks that you're winning some money over here on Prize Picks in the NBA tonight. Guys, if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like players' points, rebounds, assists, points, rebounds, assists, fantasy score, three-pointers made, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go ahead and lock that in. Get that free money offer and start winning some money over here on Prizepicks with these picks today, guys. We are on a 13-5 run. 2-1 last time out. We had the Zion assist. That hit. We had the under Chris Paul turnovers. That hit. Jonas Valanciunas, we had his rebounds. Unfortunately, he got into some foul trouble and came up 1 rebound shy of hitting that over for us. But, hey, man, we're above a 70% hit rate. This content's free. If you've been watching, you should be winning plenty of money if you're mixing and matching these picks. If you're playing some 3-man flexes, some 3-man powers, your profitability should be up there. So, if you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. I'm really trying to get all these videos up to 500 likes. There's way more than 500 people watching them, and for some reason we cannot hit that mark. It's free. It takes 2 seconds to do. It does greatly help me, and I will be providing you with these videos for free all NBA season long, giving you some good value. And if you're getting very serious, check out the premium content packages. If you're playing Prize Picks every single day, I don't know why you haven't checked these out already. You can check out the base level package if you want to get access to all of my core plays. The lower tier Discord channels. If you're really looking to step up your game, you really want to be profitable, you want to learn how to do this, profit on all apps, all sports, check out the KJK DFS VIP member package. $49.99 a month. That equates to $1.66 a day. You're going to make a lot more than that. You're going to get a great return on your investment. I constantly hear from people, they make their money back in the first day when they join. I'm sure not every member's made their money back in the first day, but that is a common thing that I get for feedback. So check that out, guys, and let's talk about it. We'll go game by game as we always do. I got 3 picks for you. So the first game is going to be the Utah Jazz taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game comes in with a 220.5 over under 6.5 point spread in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So expected to stay close, expected to be decently paced, and most notably going to be a nice pace-up match for the Cleveland Cavaliers, because when we're looking at the 2 paces for these 2 teams, the Utah Jazz come in as the 11th fastest paced team in the league. As far as the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're one of the slowest paced teams in the league. As a matter of fact, they are the slowest paced team in the league with a 95.87 pace metric. That's 30th dead last in the entire league. So they pretty much are in a pace-up matchup anytime they take on an opposing team. But top 11 pace is, much more relevant than if they were to take on, the 29th fastest paced team in a quote-unquote pace-up matchup. So you get my point there. Definitely going to be a nice pace-up matchup, and definitely going to be a great spot for the former Utah Jazz player, Donovan Mitchell. I think this is going to be a very popular pick today, as it should be. Donovan Mitchell points. Guys, usage has been phenomenal all season long. You look at the usage, 31% usage rate on the season. We'll go ahead and break it down. 30.9% usage rate exactly. That tops anyone else on the team by a wide margin. Darius Garland has a 26.6% usage rate, second on the team in usage, but it's very clearly the Donovan Mitchell show, and the guy's been a bucket all season long. You look at the top guys in the league as far as field goals attempted per game. Donovan Mitchell, 20.7 field goals attempted per game, where he shoots 50% from the field. 9.3 threes per game, where he shoots 42% from beyond the arc. That is very, very good. He also gets to the free throw line 5.3 times per game, where he shoots around 89% from the line. So all these things looking really, really good for Donovan Mitchell tonight. And then lastly, there was some major juice on the over. We were seeing this line at 26.5. If you were able to get that last night on Prizepicks, that's an absolute steal, but I got to be honest with you. At this 28.5 line, you're still getting an absolute steal. Looking at the latest odds on Pinnacle for Donovan Mitchell, we're talking about minus 171 juice on the over 28.5 points here for Donovan Mitchell. For those of you that aren't familiar with sports betting on a base level, that would mean you would have to risk $171 to win $100. Vegas very good at what they do, very good at setting these lines. Obviously, if you have to risk more to win, that means it is more likely to happen. So if the juice is on the over or the under, that is always relevant and good data to refer to. So gotta love this. Would not be surprised at least to see that get up to 29.5. I saw it at 26.5 last night, and I got excited about it, but it's just I like for the board to populate a little bit more, so I can get my 6-mans in. But 28.5 still really good value here. I would think they're going to bump this up to 29.5 before the end of the day. They have been very loose on these lines, very giving during the, season of given the holidays, but this might get bumped up to 29.5. So get this in as soon as you can. That's going to be pick number 1. Donovan Mitchell over 28.5 points. Pick number 2. We're going to kick it on down to the last game here, guys, because this game has the best environment on the entire slate. It's a 241 over-under 10-point spread in favor of the Sacramento Kings. And I'm going to talk about some Kings players because they have a 125.5 implied team total. That is very high. Top total on the slate. It's got to be. I mean, a 125 total is not something you see every day. Yeah, nobody else really coming close to this total outside of the Phoenix Suns, who have a 119 implied total against that LA Lakers squad. But the Kings, this game should absolutely fly, man. You're looking at the pace for these two teams on the season. The Sacramento Kings come in as the 6th fastest paced team in the league. The Charlotte Hornets come in as the 12th fastest paced team in the league. And two teams that aren't exactly the best at playing some defense. So definitely think this is going to be a good one to target. And we'll kick things off with De'Aaron Fox. Another guy we're getting a nice discount over here on Prizepicks. I talked about it. They have been giving us a single point discount on a lot of these points props during the season of giving, during these holidays. And De'Aaron Fox, they're doing it again for us today. 22.5 points. He's set at 23.5 points on the books on Pinnacle and is expected to go over as, he should be. You talk about the implied team total. You talk about the top usage guy on the team for Sacramento. Looking at their usage rates, De'Aaron Fox has a 28.3% usage rate. No one else really close outside of Malik Monk and Terrence Davis, both of whom come off the bench, by the way, I should add. So De'Aaron Fox, clearly the top usage guy on this team. Now, guys, I continue to say this, and people still don't take note of it. The Kings play De'Aaron Fox in short spurts. So if you're sitting there tracking and you see De'Aaron Fox keeps getting pulled out of the game every 4 or 5 minutes, that is normal. They put him in for short spurts. They let him get some buckets, and then they take him out, give him the rest. Then they put him back in for short spurts. So don't freak out if you see De'Aaron Fox play the first 3-4 minutes of this game and get put back to the bench and then come back in. Unless you saw that he got hurt, then you might want to freak out. But that's normal, guys. That's how they play this guy. He's going to play in short spurts. When he does play, he's going to get some buckets. Had a few tough games. He was on a tough stretch there. To be honest with you, something seemed a little fishy because we started to see his minutes drastically drop. And now he's been back up to 41 and 39 minutes the last 2 games out. So I almost, my lean is almost maybe he was dealing with a nagging injury or something, or they were doing some pre-planned conditioning or health, easing up on his minutes. Because we were seeing this guy play low to mid-30s the entire season. Then we started to see him play, 29, 27, barely cracking over 30 minutes. Now, some of these games were blowouts, but some of them were close as well. Last 2 games, we've seen his minutes ramp back up to 41 and 39 minutes respectively. So I kind of think there was a little bit of planned maintenance in there or something. With the injury rules, they can't just, there's a new rules in place where if the guy's not 100%, you're not allowed to play him. So they can't just openly say to the public, we're going to lean off this guy's minutes, but it does happen. So you kind of got to keep your eye out for it. But De'Aaron Fox, another guy up there in the top of the league as far as volume, shots per game. Has been very efficient for the most part throughout the entire season. Like I said, as of late, he was dealing with a little bit of some struggles, but he's taking 16.9 shots per game, 49% from the field. That's really good. 5.2 threes per game where he shoots 35%. Also gets to the free throw line 5.2 times per game where he shoots 80% from the line. And once again, top usage guy, 125.5 implied team total. Massive team total for the Sacramento Kings. And we're getting a 1-point discount on De'Aaron Fox's points line. We're currently on Pinnacle. He is set at 23.5 points with a minus 124 juice on the over. So he is favored to go over at 23.5. We're getting a 1-point discount on this line over here at Prizepicks. So great value and definitely a pick that I want to be taking advantage of tonight. So pick number 2, going with the over 22.5 points for De'Aaron Fox. We're getting a 1-point discount. We're starting to see his minutes trend up. We're talking about a massive team total and a fast up-tempo game environment. All great things boding well for him to hit the over here tonight. So that'll be pick number 2. And then pick number 3, we're going to go to his teammate. The second usage guy on this team. Not exactly usage, I guess I should say, but one of the best fantasy point per minute producers, if not the best fantasy point producer. Let's go ahead and pull up this Sacramento Kings squad as far as a permanent basis. Sabonis is 1.29 fantasy points per minute. De'Aaron Fox second on the team with 1.21 fantasy points per minute. So Sabonis, same thing, man. We're talking about a really big up-tempo game environment with a 125.5 total. We're talking about a guy that's the top fantasy point producer on the team, and we're talking about a guy taking on a Sacramento Kings squad that has been dreadful against the center position. Looking at some statistics here, Charlotte giving up 40 fantasy points per game to center starters. They're giving up 6.2 field goals per game to center starters. They're giving up 11.1 rebounds per game to center starters. And Charlotte is on the second game of a back-to-back. That always bodes well for the opposing team that's coming in on some nice rest here in the Sacramento Kings. 10-point spread, you know, I'm going to hear some comments, I'm sure, that are saying, aren't you concerned about the blowout? No, I'm not concerned about the blowout, because if it turns into a blowout, it's going to be De'Aaron Fox, who's getting buckets, and it's going to be Domantas Sabonis doing a whole lot more. I mean, rebounds, assists, one of the top center assist guys in the league. You do get 3 points for every one of those blocks and steals as well in the fantasy scoring format. For those of you that might not be familiar with how it works over here on Prizepicks, I'll go ahead and pull up the scoring chart for you. You get 1 fantasy point for every point, 1.2 for every rebound, 1.5 for every assist, 3 points for every block, 3 points for every steal, and -1 for every turnover. So that's all factored into my projections. That's all factored into the fantasy scoring. And I do have Sabonis projected to go out there and put up around 50 fantasy points, as he has been doing pretty consistently as of late. Have a hard time seeing this be the game environment where that stops. You know, obviously there's going to be some tougher matchups. Some teams that aren't exactly the easiest to go against that might slow down some production. This is not one of those cases. I just talked about it. Charlotte's been terrible against the center position all season long. A 46.5 fantasy score here for Domantas Sabonis. We've seen him clear 50+ the last 2 times out, and I do think that trend continues. I've got him projected for right around 49 from a base projection aspect, and his ceiling is 50+ in my model. So these are all good things, man, for Domantas Sabonis to go out there and crush this fantasy score line, and I think he does so tonight. So pick number 3, I'm going with the over 46.5 fantasy score here for Domantas Sabonis on Prizepicks, and that'll be my 3 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the NBA tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Once again, if you haven't checked out the premium content packages, specifically the VIP member package, if you're not quite able to make that full-on investment, well, one, I would say you probably shouldn't be playing these player prop apps, to be honest, but no, I don't want to tell anyone to give up. You know, maybe you try a smaller package, or just watch the free content. That's why I provide this content for free. Maybe you can't afford it yet. Maybe you just want to play for fun, throw $5 and watch some games for fun with your family. I get it. So this is kind of more for the people that are getting really serious about it. It's an option if you're interested. So anyways, that's all from me, guys. Wishing you all the best of luck on your NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.